the war back. For an Igbo man to survive in Nigeria, as it is currently put together, Nigeria must break.
Wait,
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me in this video. Today is 21st day of January, being Tuesday, 2025. What is Nigeria? What is Nigeria? This is a question we have to answer in this video. What is Nigeria? Now, the former aide on communication to Muhammadu Buhari, Bashir Ahmed, said that anyone advocating for Nnamdi Kanu's release is an enemy of Nigeria. And to the best of my knowledge, so many people are advocating for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. I don't really know if a lot of them are genuinely calling for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. But to the best of my knowledge, most governors, senators, House of Rep members from the Southeast, I don't know if they are genuine, but they are also calling for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Now, here is where I come. Ahmed did not speak on his own. Remember that Bashir Ahmed is also an aide to Buhari as I speak to you today. He did not cease to be Buharis Aid after Buhari's presidency. He is still Buharis Aid up till today as I speak to you. So when he comes out to tell you that anyone calling for Kanu's release is an enemy of Nigeria, he is directly telling you that Igbos are the enemies of Nigeria. Now, I want to direct this question back to a lot of people who are from Igbo extraction. And not only Igbos, there are a lot of people from Yoruba extraction, Middle Belt, including some Northerners, who are really calling for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. He said Nnamdi Kanu is a criminal, that he should not be released, and he said a lot of things. Now, remember that the same Ahmed during Buhari period was the people that were supporting, they are still supporting Boko Haram. They supported Boko Haram. He and Buhari supported Boko Haram. They refused to proscribe Boko Haram. They refused to proscribe terrorists they call bandits today. These people funded terrorists. They allowed the Poros Border to be open for terrorists to come in. They imported people directly into the country. This is an open source information that you can go and verify anywhere, okay? It is being discussed on Nigerian national television every now and then. So when I look at the Southeastern politicians, sometimes I laugh. Because these people seems to be advanced. They seems to know and to tell you that you don't know about the history of Nigeria, that they witnessed the war. But when you look to the reality, or when you consider the reality happening today, you will see that these people, they know nothing, absolutely nothing. Now, remember that one of our House of Rep member from Abia State, Kanu, went to visit Buhari, to beg Buhari some time ago. And I was against it. Some persons were saying, no, they are doing everything possible to release Nnamdi Kanu. Why are you against it? Because I know that won't, change anything about the mind the Northerners have against the Igbos. If you look at this statement raised the mind of majority of people who don't want Nnamdi Kanu to be released. It raised their mind. It exposed their intention. Now, the people who are calling for constant release of Boko Haram into Nigerian Army. Boko Haram, number 3 most dangerous group in the whole world. They call their release, they put them in Nigerian Army. It's the same person telling you that Nnamdi Kanu, someone that Supreme Court said that he did not jump bail, that he ought to be freed. He's the one telling you that that person should not be released. I'm coming, stay with me. Now, in other words, these people, if you see the way law doesn't work in Nigeria, if something is going on like this, if court give order, people don't obey it. This guy is just trying to let you know that we own Nigeria, not the court. Because I do not see in a situation where Supreme Court will say Nnamdi Kanu did not jump bail. The Python dance was leveled against him to kill him and he flee. That was what Supreme Court said, explicit. Now, Supreme Court said that the lower court is supposed not to revoke his bail. When you read the judgment of the Supreme Court, you will see that it's contrary to what Bashir Ahmed is saying. Now, the enemies of Nigeria today are the Igbos, are some Yorubas who are also having the same ideology, standing up against oppressions. Now, if Igbos are the enemy of Nigeria, then what is Nigeria? At the beginning of this video, I asked the question, what is Nigeria? Now I want to tell you what Nigeria is. Nigeria, in the mind of Bashir Ahmed, who told us that every well-meaning Nigerian should not advocate for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. So Nigeria, in the mind of Bashir Ahmed, is a lawless country where people should not obey the Supreme Court order, where people should not obey the appeal court order, where people should not even advocate for what is right, where human rights will never work. In the mind of Bashir Ahmed, that is what Nigeria is. In the mind of Bashir Ahmed, Nigeria is a northern business. Nigeria is not a nation. In his mind, though, because he said everybody advocating for the release of Nnamdi Kanu is an enemy of Nigeria. So if you are advocating for what Supreme Court says to happen, you becomes an enemy. Then it shows you, or it tells you what Nigeria is all about. If Boko Haram can be forgiven any day, any time, Boko Haram, who burn churches, who kill, who do all sort of things, they can be forgiven without nothing. It shows you whom Nigeria is, or what Nigeria is all about. It shows you about how the complicity of terrorism, crimes, Nigeria government or individuals in government have been involving themselves in. Now, when a governor, a sitting governor, in the person of Zamfara governor, coming out to tell you that someone who handed over to him, who is still the Minister of Defense to Tinubu, is a criminal, is a bandit. He says so on the national television. Bashir Ahmed is coming out to tell you, don't release Nnamdi Kanu. An allegation they laid on Nnamdi Kanu, they were unable to prove it in court. The treasonable charges they never against Nnamdi Kanu, it does not exist. Court has quashed it. They are saying that they are charging him terrorism charges because his association is proscribed. And who prescribed the association? Southeast governors. Last, Southeast governors, they are still going to shame them. Now, Southeast governors, they are the kind of politicians who always think that let us do things against our people for our political gain. And tomorrow they will still betray them. Orji Ozokano was on the House of Senate crying. At the beginning of this Senate, because they did not give him Senate president, he was sharing tears, he was crying. He said, I from PDP, I do this, I do that. But today, most of his steps is against his people. No matter how much money you have, no matter the power you have around yourself, if you are using it against the majority of your people, it won't end well. It won't end well. So many people who have done what your people are doing under PDP, most of them today did not end well. When you stick to your people, respect your people, when the outsiders are beating you, your people are going to hold you strong. They are going to back you. Bashir Ahmed is letting you to know that Nigeria is not one, and Nigeria can never be one. That if you call for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, you are an enemy of Nigeria. So categorically, they are saying that someone like me is an enemy to Nigeria. Of course, because the Nigeria they define is not a country. The Nigeria they define is just what they project as a terrorist state, as a lawless country, as a zoo, as something that does not even exist. For you, ordinary bloody civilian, for you to even speak against Supreme Court. Speaking against Supreme Court, is it not supposed to be evil? Sometimes all these things are just laughable because our people are the one making all these things to exist. Have you ever seen any politician who responded to Bashir Ahmed? Nobody. They didn't respond to him. That is to show you that these people were not genuinely calling for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. They are not genuinely calling for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. They are just there trying to do whatever they want to do. They are just there for their political gains. They are just there. Their plan now. I know they had a meeting that APC is telling them that the only way you people could be vice president to the Northerners is if you people can make Southeast to become APC states and win the Southeast for Tinubu. So if you win Southeast as an APC state to Tinubu, when the Northerners will be going, then the Southeasterners will be vice president. That is what they are fighting now. They are ready to kill their people. They are ready to step on toes. They are ready to do everything. They are ready to keep quiet, not to call for the release of Nnamdi Kanu again because of what they promised them. But the surprising thing is that 2027, someone like Wike and Akpabio again will also be the vice to the North. These are the things people don't understand, that Nigeria is not one and can never be one. It's not meant for everybody. Every day, things that are going on is an indication that Nigeria is not meant for everybody. Look at someone who formed Boko Haram. Someone who formed Boko Haram is still gallivanting, no arrest. But they are saying someone who formed ipob, who is no arm-bearing organization, that such a person should remain in detention. But someone who formed Boko Haram is still going around. It shows you the kind of country you are. It shows you what is going on in this country. But I do tell people that there is no way this thing could work like this. It can't work like this. The Aburi Accord was supposed to be the savior of this nation. But Gowon was deceived by the Britain not to abide by their accord. And today, what is going on now? What is going on is that everybody is trying to activate the regional security, of which that was the content of the Aburi Accord. Well, Bashir Ahmed, I do not blame you at all. I blame people who are from the southeast extraction. Those people who don't know their left from their right. Those people who are even ready to betray more people for their political gain. I do not blame you, Bashir Ahmed. I blame the southeast governors who proscribed ipob that was not terrorist organization, but you and Buhari and your co. Because you people refused even to proscribe Boko Haram. It was the international community that pressured the proscription of Boko Haram because someone who formed them is still a politician. Someone who formed them is still around. No arrest was made. He's still receiving pension as a former governor. And that is the situation we have found ourselves. Anyway, and if what I'm saying here, okay, you've seen the terrorists all over Nigeria, what they are doing, terrorizing over the place, both the Mieti and the leader, how he was arrested. Nobody even called for his release. He was released immediately. You see how the thing is going. Nigeria can't work. It can't work in this way.
Nigeria has an Igbo problem. There is a secret memo in government that whenever we want to take charge in this country, be careful of the Igbo. Don't give them position. Don't give them opportunity. Otherwise, they will back. For an Igbo man to survive in Nigeria, as it is currently put together, Nigeria must break.
Wait, the meeting you had with Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes.
You are telling us now that Nnamdi Kanu...
Don't you know what happened, the called pogrom in this country, where people were slaughtered and their bodies and their heads placed inside the train going down south? Even our parents.
Wow.
Tell us, Igbo, in 2024, detaining Nnamdi Kanu against all the court orders, against all the court rulings,